Personally, I've been in this space for 8 years now. I'm the very first person to found the first Bitcoin company here in Thailand in 2013, called coins.co.th. And it was like the Coinbase of Thailand. It wasn't the order book exchange back then. 4 years into the venture, Gojek eventually acquired the company. And Bitkub is my second company. Bitkub has been around for 4 years and 10 months. We have 9 companies under our holding group now. We're creating an ecosystem of blockchain-related businesses, but the core is still the exchange. The fully licensed, fully regulated digital asset exchange is still the core, and we control right now 99% market share in the country. The second company is providing the blockchain infrastructure called Bitkub Chain, which is the de facto choice for developers here to build applications on top for Thailand. We are trying to create a permissioned DeFi, bridging the old world and the new world together with this company, with this chain. Cupcoin is its operating system of the chain. We also have NFT marketplace. I read somewhere that Thailand has the highest number of NFTs holder per capita in the world. And most of the Thai customers are using Bitkub NFT marketplace here as well. We also have Bitkub Academy, which is creating an open education system, eventually learn to earn, similar to earn.com of Coinbase or Binance Academy. We have Bitkub Ventures. Last year, we invested 10 million baht in Thai startups, blockchain related. This year, 100 million Thai baht. Hopefully, we can increase every year. We're using our own balance sheet to invest, so no LPs, just the balance sheet from the parent company. So we have a crypto private fund, applied the license already to the Thai SEC, waiting to hear back the results. We took over the top 2 floors. If you guys are here for a few days, hope you can go to the M Quartier building, one of the main shopping center here. Go to the top 2 floors. We took over that space, turned that into a physical crypto investment center. You can go and visit. There's an NFT gallery, physical gallery as well, creating an omni-channel experience. So overall, we have 1,000 people. 1,000 people team. Last year we did $200 million in revenue, $100 million in net profit. We became the most profitable startup in Thailand, and we've personally been in this space for 8 years now. Thank you.
Amazing. I think you're a thought leader in the space, and the way Bitkub is really fostered this space. I think it's companies from around the world should watch and learn. So just a follow-up question, you said that you're also investing in this space. As an investor, what do you think the latest trends are? What are the exciting startups that you're seeing in this space? Is there any particular trend that you're looking at, like DeFi, GameFi? A lot of people talking about gaming and how gaming is going to bring millions to the blockchain. Any particular spaces that are really hot for you as an investor?
Sure. I also agree that gaming is going to be huge. The future of gaming with blockchain, integrated into Web3 gaming. But there's a particular cycle in the crypto space in the past 8 years that I've been in. There's a golden year once every 4 years. Usually, it happens after the Bitcoin halving, right, occurred 6 months after the halving. 2013. I came into the space in the first boom, and then 2017, 2021, and hopefully 24. After May 24, right, the next halving. And usually there's 2-3 years of the winter time, and this is the time where we build out the infrastructure, right? So I think from this year to next year, a lot of companies are keeping cash, cutting down unnecessary expenses, optimize for efficiency, productivity, quietly building up new products, infrastructure, ready for 24. I think most of the crypto companies that have been here long enough know how to manage their cash cycle. right? And with the global condition as well, inflation is 40-year high, and at Davos, there's a crypto group at Davos. We did a roundtable talk there. There's Brad from Ripple, Jeremy from Circle, Coinbase. A few of us, about 10, roughly, that are going to WEF Davos every year.
And this is the crypto coalition, the World Economic Forum crypto coalition that you're talking about?
This is the biggest event of the year at Davos. There are 2,100 leaders every year going and discuss different issues. But there's also a new crypto coalition group founded by WEF. And they invited most of the biggest players in the space to join and try to solve issues with part of it is also the mining. How can we sustain mining that are healthy to the world, the environment? Yeah, because and sustainability is such a huge topic now everywhere. The people join with the people discussing at BEF at Davos. Inflation is 40-year high, and I haven't heard number 2023 come up on stage. All the leaders said 24, that inflation is back to 2%. The new inflation roadmap is 2%, must be back to 2% by 24, not 23, meaning that we could potentially be in a recession longer. And another statistics said that 40% of the world's GDP comes from global trade, collaboration. We're more interconnected than we think, meaning that as a recession in one country may most likely be contaminated to other countries too. So I think 22, 23, we'll see crypto companies and other companies in general keeping a lot of cash. VCs, everyone is in the wait and see approach. Funding's all dried up. Especially, we're in the double recession here with FTX and Luna. So, I think everything will be back in 24, but the wave for 24 is going to be different from the 21 and 17. 17 wave boom was driven by ICOs, right? And 21 wave was DeFi. It was so, popular that even Davos hosted a DeFi session, and I was representing on stage there to discuss about the future of DeFi governance. But I think in 24, the boom would be coming from institutional investors, because have you heard of the recent news that Goldman Sachs is quietly buying out crypto companies in the low now? Institutional players quietly coming into the space. And I'm so fortunate this year that I've been meeting with so many biggest funds of the world, traditional fund as well as the crypto fund. And they all had the same vision that blockchain is going to be the biggest in the industry. Everything would be a subset of blockchain. I cannot mention one of the name, but one of the funds said that they put in the highest number of analysts. Obviously, they invest in many industries, but they put in the highest number of analysts in the blockchain space. Another fund that I talked with, also the biggest in the world, blockchain is the flagship in the next 10 years for them. And also after 24, funding would be there. Most of the investors would be eyeing ASEAN now. We will be entering the golden era, Southeast Asian region. In the past, investments went to China, went to India, went to Europe, and people underestimate or they overlooked this region. But after 24, we'll see tremendous growth of capital coming into the Southeast Asian region. We'll be entering our golden era. And the funds will be coming into the space like sustainability, green tech, climate tech, and as well as digital economy, 40% of the China's GDP comes from digital economy now. 30% of Ukraine, or the leaders were saying that at the stage there. So digital economy is getting bigger and bigger. Funding will be coming into the blockchain space, the digital asset space as well. And I think it will be driven mostly by institutional, because regulation would, in the next 2 years, we have to fix a lot of things to stabilize the regulations, to make sure that regulation can catch up with technology, but not front-running technology. There'll be third-party segregation of duty of third-party infrastructures, so incidents won't happen. Once we have infrastructure is ready, institutional money can come into the space, and I think that's going to be the next boom in 24.
Thanks, Top. Before I move on to the next question, I urge everybody to take up the seats here in front. They're not reserved, so people standing in the bank, we have these tables that you can occupy. You mentioned a couple of interesting things there, Top, and I want to talk about something that's on everybody's mind right now, the FTX debacle. That really showed that there are systemic problems in this space. And it's really changing the perception that people have, especially the mainstream has, about crypto. So what do you think we can do to change that perception? And what are your thoughts on everything that happened? Is there a liquidity crunch? How are exchanges looking at solving some of these systemic issues? And maybe a few words to reassure everybody that you've already been privy to some of the conversations where you're sitting with leaders in the space, and you have reassured us that the space is here to grow. But maybe you can give us your 2 cents on what's happening with and how we should react to this whole debacle.
First of all, it's a very sad incident that happened. It will set the whole industry back for a few years now. I guess the best analogy or the best comparison is the collapse of Lehman Brothers in 2008 in the traditional finance world. Banks were over-leveraging, similar to FTX. But they have this fractional reserve system where they only keep 10% of the customers' deposits. But for us, we should keep 100%. We should not leverage with customers' deposits. We don't have the rights to do that, right? But what happened in the financial space in 2008 was that after the incident, regulation comes in, and compliance became the top priorities of all the banks. But at the same time, after 2008, we had innovations, a big jump in innovations, the arrival of smartphones, sharing economy. All of the technology companies are spoiling customers with better expectation, with better user experiences. It created a huge fintech gap where banks were busy with compliance. Innovation was the last thing that they looked at, right? Not their top of mind. Whereas there's a jump in technology, so it created a huge gap between customers' expectation and what the banks are able to deliver with their products and services. And I think this is going to be happening, setting the whole crypto industry back, where regulated players would be busy with compliance, because regulators will be coming in now with stricter, tighter regulation. For example, in Thailand, we keep customers deposit one-to-one, dollar-to-dollar, even if everyone withdraw money at the same time, no issues, right? But that's not enough. We have to have additional NCR, net capital reserve, right, on top. For example, if we keep, right now we have $2 billion of customers deposits, right, with us. Say 10% on the hot wallet is $200 million of float, right? Meaning that as a company, we need an additional $200 million of our own cash on top. And we are not, even though we keep customers deposit one-to-one already, dollar-to-dollar already, we have an additional 200 million of cash extra on top. And we can't even do payroll, or we can't do anything with that cash, just have to leave it there, right, as a reserve. And we have a separate cash flow to run the company. So I think that's one of the regulation that will be coming up here in Thailand. and also the transparency report. We're sending reports every day, but we're to the SEC, but we're have to probably make this public now. So I guess proof of reserves, right? That the exchanges around the world are rolling out. But there'll be more and more regulations coming in. Regulated players will be even more regulated. But it's an irony here where regulated players are regulated, and obviously when compliance becomes the top of mind, innovation is the secondary, and we cannot deliver as good user experience, meaning that tighter regulation would push customers away to the unregulated players, and they're the one causing issues, not the regulated ones, but we're being punished for the wrongdoing of the unregulated players. And I guess we've been feeling this for quite some time now. With regulation, it forces us to bring a knife to a gunfight, right? Because they can move fast, break things, but the regulated players would have to be busy with. I think I can tell you guys now, 50% of our time here is on building not user products, but compliance products on the back end infrastructure, regulated products. So we'll be moving much slower, but I guess there'll be two main strategies you'll see: Coinbase strategy and Binance strategy, right? They would go, Binance has been fully unregulated, move fast, break things, apologize later, right? Type. Coinbase is moving slow, being the most trusted platform. They know everyone in the space, all the regulators around the world. They ask first, and they don't apologize later, but they ask first if they can roll this out. I guess there'll be two, the two routes happening. And overall, as Warren Buffett was saying, when the tide comes down, the waves comes down, you see the naked ones, right? Eventually, the market would self-select. There'll be a natural selection, like DNA mutation. The strongest would survive in the long run, and there'll be a consolidation of regulated players as well as consolidation on the unregulated players. The winner, we're in the network game, right? Winner takes all. Winner takes most market share. For example, in Thailand, we control 99%. We're a local monopoly. For Binance, they're a global monopoly. Right? For Coinbase, they're a local monopoly. For fiat on-ramp, for crypto to crypto, Binance is a global monopoly. For fiat on-ramp for Thailand, Coinbase has 0 market share here. We have 99%. So I guess we will see consolidation for both regulated players and unregulated players. But it's a very sad incident. It will take the whole industry back for a few years. But yeah, with better regulation, with better infrastructure, there'll be segregation of duties even for regulated players, that we cannot create our own custodian solution now. We have to use a third party with insurance and everything now, going forward. And I think in the long run, after we fix these infrastructure issues, institutional money can properly come in, and hopefully that's 24.
Thanks. I think we're just about running out of time. I think we covered everything. You rightly said that there has to be a healthy balance between regulation and innovation. And it's sad that at this point, regulation is stifling innovation in a way. But I think, like you said, the focus should be on building. And this is when most of the building happens, as you again rightly said. So yeah, we just have to hope for the best. And we already know that we're headed in the right direction. So thank you so much for your time, and it was really great picking your brain, and thanks for coming today. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who want to meet you today. So happy networking, and thanks again, Top. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.